Welcome to St. Augustine this evening, the Mike Davis Show, and we have a great show for you tonight. We've got our normal Tuesday co-host, the magnificent, the wonderful, the outstanding Davey.
Boom, baby. Here we are.
Yes, he is. And Amanda's here, too.
Yay!
With him as always.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
Sidekick.
All right, and I want to thank you, Dave. You did a great interview, you and Pete, today.
Yeah.
The subjects that you had in the interview were just duds.
It was
but you
awesome.
brought a great interview out of them.
I felt like it was Thanksgiving dinner today, Amanda. It was awesome. It was like Troy, Mike, and then, of course, Pete, and then myself. We had Ricky in the booth, but it was awesome. It was a great conversation about Home Again. Mm-hmm. We got the Footloose fundraiser coming up. Going to be amazing. March 28th at Tringali Barn. Please check out Home Again and get those tickets now.
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
It's going to be amazing. You guys did a great job. Thank you for the interview. We need the boost in ticket sales, so really, really appreciate that.
Yes.
And it was really cool. I think that's my second time I've been on the afternoon show.
It was fun.
Yeah,
Second.
so it's the second time you've done it. So when are you going to do the third?
You want to come on? Tomorrow, I believe I had a cancellation. I'm actually scrambling right now trying to find something for tomorrow.
I normally would, but I might be doing something for mental health tomorrow.
That's important, right?
I might be doing mental health.
You got to fill up your cup so you can take care of other people.
Might be surfing tomorrow midnight.
Nice.
So
good. That's therapy.
Might be surfing tomorrow midnight.
I get dumped with the show, and you're going to be surfing? What the F is that?
Oh, Mike Davis, you kind of walked into that.
I am glad that I elicited the emotion I was hoping to. Yes. I am going to be, well, in my defense, today is 121 days surfing 4 times. So, Davey, could you go 121 days and only ride the stationary bike 4 times?
I was wondering where
Can I tell you? Let me tell you how many consecutive days.
Why does Amanda always go to the worst possible thing?
Of course.
We were talking about White Lotus before we went
I know.
live.
You
so
don't
my head
even watch
was
White
there.
Lotus. What you imagine White Lotus has to be is not what it is.
All I heard was how many penises you've seen in the past week. That's all I heard.
And I was like, oh, I'll rent that. No, but look at this. What does that say?
Actually, Davey recommended it.
What does that say?
You have 264 week streak. Keep it going.
264 weeks and I've never missed.
So
that's a long time.
So what I'm telling you is the surf has been really horrible. There's an opportunity to go surfing. I'm taking it tomorrow.
There's a swell, bro.
There's a swell, bro. Did I actually called in for work? I have one.
My God. You're allowed.
I got meetings all over the place. I'm moving them.
Good gracious.
But did you call in dead? That's the question.
Well, no. Actually, it might actually be a call-in dead scenario. The prediction is supposed to be really, really good where I'm going.
Really?
And
Don't
so
tell people.
I'm waiting to kind of see. You know, usually when you get these predictions a week out, it never materializes. 3 days out, you're like, 48 hours out, you're like, okay, I got a shot.
Don't go to Jack's Beach.
I got a shot.
Yeah.
Water's too cold up there.
Yeah, they don't care for your
there's
kind
such
up there. You're a
Well,
different
good
breed.
surfers, they don't like good surfers.
That's a whole nother culture, Jack's Beach, right? Am I right?
Listen, everywhere I've been, other than one place, surfers are pretty cool.
Yeah.
The only place that was a little weird, I was at Trestles in California, north of San Diego.
Oh.
And it's a very crowded spot. It's hard to get to. You have to walk like 1.5 miles down to the beach and 1.5 miles back up.
Cool.
So there's this whole experience of getting down there and then getting back up. And we were sitting there talking to 2 guys that lived there their whole lives. And one guy that had come down from San Francisco. We had this really cool vibe going, the 5 of us. And all of a sudden, 4 guys paddle up that like they're from a biker gang. And every other word is an F-bomb or inappropriate comment. And literally the surf went from being really fun to being flat. It was like Mother Ocean's like, I am not giving these guys a single wave. And after about 10 minutes of cussing and cursing and stories that were crazy, they paddled off. And then the waves got good again. And the 5 of us looked at each other and went, man, that was really a weird vibe.
Yeah, it's a weird
so
vibe.
glad those guys left because they were going to beat one of us up.
They're a bunch of sailors.
Yeah. No, I didn't think they were worse than that.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Are you going with Mark Bailey tomorrow?
No, I am not.
All right. Well, if you see him,
I am not. I will tell him that you have an opening at the
no,
show.
please don't tell me I have an opening. Please, he's like my boss. I can't. No, we are full tomorrow. We'll be fine. Yeah.
Oh my word!
I'll book it by midnight.
Let me text this.
Don't
yes,
you dare!
Yes, Mark, he's available. Oh yes.
Then I'll get a call. Dave, I want to get going. Come on down to the office. I want to talk to you a little bit, Dave. I got a couple questions about the show.
Yes.
Oh, those meetings are not fun. Oh. I was in the principal's office with Mr. Bailey.
Man. Wait, I'm so telling him there's an open slot.
You're a jerk. Do not. Stop it.
Yes. So those of you...
Never be nice to Mike Davis.
No, never pays.
Sweetheart moment today in the afternoon show.
It's the worst thing you can do.
Everybody shared the show. Everybody was happy that Mike Davis was on the show.
That was a lot of fun. It was really fun. Troy did a good job. So you asked the website.
Amanda, it was amazing. So
Dear
Pete goes, "What's the website?" And then the look on Troy's face of like, it just, the color fell to his bones. And then this beauty's got all the papers. He's got like 900 papers, fanning them out. No, not helping. And of course, I come save the day. He was like, "That's it. It's .org."
The funniest thing is Troy usually can BS his way out of anything.
Except
right?
the
website. It had to be right.
Yeah.
And their panic hit in when he realized, I can't BS my way out of it. I can't go to land.com. I can't do that. So I just completely shot at that.
If he said the wrong website, it would have been somebody else's fault because someone told him that. Yeah, Blake. He would blame Blake. Yeah.
All right, let's make some money for this show because we made money for Davey's show, which was awesome. And hopefully Davey's going to make some money for home again. All right, Salomon Services, it's a premier place for personal training in St. Augustine. They have youth and adult training classes. They also have small group strength and fitness development classes. If you're trying to get speed and agility development, they can help that too. At my age, just walking is a good thing. They do all of this in a state-of-the-art center with both indoor and outdoor turf areas. And if you've been injured, they can help you get you back in shape. You'll be stronger and faster on the court or the field. And all of their coaches are certified through the National Strength and Conditioning Association. Give them a call today, 904-461-9945, or visit their website, solomonservices.com.
All right, we got the team at South State Bank. They are a group of bankers you can count on. Their approach to building long-term relationships with their customers is the best in the business. If you're looking for a banking relationship you can depend on, check out South State Bank. They've got 3 locations to serve you in St. Augustine, State Road 312, State Road 16, or the beach. You can also visit them online. Their website is southstatebank.com. They are a member FDIC.
Hey, Amanda, let's get real for a second.
Woohoo!
Finding a great dentist is like finding the perfect beach spot in St. Augustine or where to go surf. Rare, refreshing, and absolutely worth it. Dr. Stephanie Kinsey and her team at Palencia Dental are going to the dentist that makes you feel like it's more than just a visit. It's like a spa, sitting in that dreaded chair. Ooh, right?
Right.
But Dr. Stephanie isn't just your ordinary dentist. She's a community superstar. When she's not transforming smiles at Palencia Dental, she's singing her heart out at the Village Church Choir or volunteering her time as director of dentistry at the Wildflower Clinic, providing dental care to those who need it the most. This is someone who just doesn't care about your teeth. She cares about you. And let's talk about the experience at Palencia Dental. From the moment you walk in, you'll wonder if you accidentally booked a luxury retreat. Relaxing atmosphere, check. State-of-the-art technology, double check.
Check, baby.
Like it. A dentist who can sing and make you laugh while crafting a perfect smile?
Check, check, check.
Oh, triple check. I love that. So why settle for just any dentist when you can have someone who's wildly talented, deeply caring, and 100% committed to your comfort? Visit PalenciaDental.com or call 904-826-4343.
All right, and Epic Behavioral Healthcare for over 50 years. Epic has been a beacon of hope for our community, providing compassionate care for those touched by substance use or mental health disorders. Whether you're a kid, teen, adult, couple, or family, Epic is here to lend a helping hand. With a range of programs tailored to meet diverse needs, that's you, Davey.
Yes,
Epic
very
offers
diverse.
accessible solutions for everyone, from our walk-in access center to our mobile response team, from our inpatient detoxification to outpatient counseling. Epic provides comprehensive care every step of the way. Our services include psychiatric evaluations, medication management, medication-assisted treatment, care coordination, peer support, suicide prevention training, parenting education, and much, much more. Give Epic a call. They're absolutely wonderful. Been helping St. Johns County and St. Augustine for 50 years. We love them.
Did you go to the expo?
Yes, I did.
Oh my gosh, what did you get?
I got butterfly bush. I got all kinds of things.
I saw that butterfly bush. That was great.
They're gorgeous,
that
right?
was awesome, yeah.
And so that's already, we got honeysuckles.
I got some succulents and bromeliads.
We got a pitcher plant. Did you see the hanging pitcher plants everywhere?
I didn't.
My son wanted it.
That? That was towards the back?
There was like 3 tents that had them. They were hanging plants. It looked like fruit was hanging off them, but
now
they're
I know.
pitchers.
Yeah. I didn't know that that's what that's called.
That's what it was. Yes, carnivorous plant. My son was super excited.
Oh, that's exciting. Good. I'm glad you got some great stuff.
Mike went too.
Ooh, what'd you get?
I did. I got the swing set. I was on the swing set with my grandson.
Awesome.
And so that was his favorite thing to do.
I got the swing set.
Swing set. I got to play on the swing set. It was awesome. We got a little bit of renovations going on at the house, so there's no need to buy plants this year. Next year, the following year, yes.
Okay.
So we kind of scoped it out, but I got to tell you, that was an amazing event. I'd never been to it.
Super
29
fun.
years. It was super fun. The people there were great. It was really, really
Sykes
good.
Family Farm, great spot too, right?
Yeah, it was amazing.
Easy. Yeah.
Well, they have figured out a way to make money off of that farm when they're not farming.
They're so
and
good.
I give them full credit for pulling that off. That and the corn maze in the fall. They had signs up for the corn maze.
I'll tell you, they've got some really good quirky events too, like Mommy and Me events too. Like it's a crafting thing. Like you, if you're just home alone with your kid, you just pull up the Sykes and like they'll have a crafting moment. It's kind of fun. Like they always have good stuff going on.
My kids thought it was cute that you could see like the corn maze, the baby corn maze, like where it's growing. They were just breaking through the soil. They were very excited.
Oh, that's so fun.
Also in the Elkton area, the St. Ambrose Catholic Church is having their 142nd annual spring fair.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
None of us were at the first one.
No.
None of us were there.
Maybe Troy, but no.
I don't know.
Right on that line.
142nd annual spring fair. But anyway, March 30th from noon till 4. They've got all kinds of great things. They have a 50-50 raffle, all kinds of cool stuff. Go out there and again, they have authentic Menorcan clam chowder. Not fake Menorcan clam chowder, the authentic Menorcan clam
We had the extreme pleasure of multiple times interviewing Mary Ellen Masters, who makes that clam or that chowder, the Menorcan chowder. It's incredible. So the New York Times is actually coming down. I know it's such a big hit on the show, the New York Times. So the New York Times,
they're still in business.
They're still in
business. I thought they were out of business.
They're doing a feature on Mary Ellen and her like incredible, like literally, you guys, there are gigantic like barrels of chowder with like oars, like you would use to row a canoe.
Yeah.
And like it's all timed out. Everybody has a certain way of rotating. It's amazing. It's a science. Have you had this chowder yet? It's world famous.
I have not had that chowder probably at that event, but I probably have had it somewhere along the way.
No, it's only at that event.
But the giant oars has got me intrigued.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Same thing with the New York Times.
So
So
there's
the
a whole
Post
bunch
is
of
there.
Vikings there, and somebody's beating on a drum as they're like rowing to keep the chowder.
I thought we were talking about White Lotus again.
Could be, actually. Could be.
You haven't seen like anything. Have you even seen a clip of it?
No.
Wow.
Marked safe from White Lotus.
Marked safe from White Lotus.
Wow. You'll be lucky. It's going to be on the curriculum for homeschool next year.
Well, now it's going to be in my
No, that will
algorithm
not
because
be
we've
on the
said it
curriculum.
so many times that I'm going to start getting ads.
It's not going to be. Yeah, you should.
I do miss that part, though. I miss the opening.
The opening.
Yeah.
I was never. I fast forward through the openings. I hit skip and I go right to the show.
That's an artist that actually does that. You're
I get
skipping
that.
over
I
an
really
artist's
appreciate
talent.
his art form. I have time. I got a time constraint. I'm moving. I don't even watch the beginning of Yellowstone. Skip. Boom.
Really?
No.
Doesn't get you hyped for the show. That's my like, go get a snack real quick and come back. Like that's my time to hurry up.
So you're not watching it either.
Well, I hear it. I'm selective watching.
You can't go fast forward through it. I go get a snack.
I don't know what my problem is. I don't know. Do you ever do that? Like when you put on something on TV, I like subconsciously get up and go do something and then I come back. I don't know what my deal is.
Yeah.
For years, my friends have been like, why do you do this every time? I have no idea. I'll put it on physically, like play. And then I'm like, oh, I better get up and refresh my drink. I better like,
I have a
Short
theory.
attention span.
I know. Seriously.
No, I have a theory. It's because we watch things on TV where there were commercial breaks.
Yeah.
And so like you would have the intro and the anticipation and you start hearing the music and then like the commercial break happens and like you had to run and race.
Remember?
So you're getting the race anticipation from the commercial break.
Oh, good. I'm glad that
reliving
I
it.
still have that nostalgia implanted in my subconscious.
Now, when I sit down, I'm ready to watch the show.
Of course.
And I don't have time for these long, slow intros that don't tell me anything and there's just artwork and White Lotus. Boom, gone. Fast forward. Let's get this show rolling.
Good gracious.
Actually, what are we, 5 episodes in? And again, we could get this show rolling. It's the slowest show I've ever seen. I feel like I'm watching the Twilight movies.
Mike White. If you're hiring, call me.
Buddy, I can help you out.
Oh, he's a genius. I know. I know.
Some of the lines that the actors have to deliver, we talked about the two guys in the bar before the show. We're not going to repeat the comments that they made. But if you're watching the show, I mean, you have, as an actor, you have to go, you want me to read this?
Yeah.
With a straight face, stone cold dead serious.
Naked.
Yes.
Naked.
Just so, and Walter Goggins, I love him. He was, I first came across him in Justified. Wonderful series with Timothy Olyphant. And he was the bad guy. And it was based on a novel where Walter Goggins' character in the novel was killed at the end. He was so popular on the show, he was killed in the last episode of season 1.
Really?
Shot through the heart.
Yeah.
They brought him back next year.
He's always a little seedy character,
he was
though, right?
So good as the bad guy.
Yeah.
They just kept bringing him back.
He's a really good bad guy.
Yeah.
Like, you remember this guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, he's always playing, like, some sort of slime ball druggy, you know what I mean? A pimp.
He's got bad guy face. That's what we talk about in our family.
Yeah.
He was the bad guy in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah.
He was the...
Spoiler alert.
He's also the ghoul in... what's that? The Survivalist series. It was a game.
Oh, okay.
I can't think of the name of it right now. Fallout.
Fallout?
He was in Fallout. I don't know. Did you play Fallout as a kid? That would be a no.
Yeah.
I didn't either, but...
Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter. They're the only ones I played.
I thought you were one of the actors.
Oh, really?
I'm Tetris.
Chun-Li. Oh, yeah, Tetris. I could watch people play Tetris, though, like all day.
Yeah.
Like, that's relaxing to me.
It is relaxing.
Did you ever get one of those? No, I'll get it. One of those ads, like on the Insta, like all of a sudden it's like people playing like
Tetris and they're trying to sell you something completely unrelated.
I will watch it. Yeah, I will watch it. Yeah. It's like a cat. Like, I'm just like, oh, wow. Yeah. I love it when they get the big chunky, like, boom, and everything falls down. Yeah, it's so cool.
4 rows. 4 rows evaporating at once. Sweet spot.
It's brilliant.
Yes. It's great.
It's an incredible time waster. It was an incredible time waster.
Well, hand-eye coordination, no? You don't get any value there?
It was an incredible time waster. It just really, truly was.
Did you have an Atari?
Minesweeper, Solitaire.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had Atari, but the games we had on Atari when we were kids, I mean, Pong came out.
Pong, yeah.
And so that was like, I mean, now, one of the really good games when you finally got to Nintendo was Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson
Punch-Out!
Phenomenal.
The stupid dog. No, the dog was Duck Hunt.
I like Duck Hunt.
I remember when the dog would just laugh at me because I would like miss, you know what I mean? And I was literally like hitting the gun on the TV screen. Like you would hear the dinks from it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you turn down tickets for the show tonight?
Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
In
you guys,
Jacksonville?
No, she's here. Amphitheater. My friend Ashim was like, Davey, we can't go tonight. Would you please take these tickets? And I was like, no, boo, I have the great Mike Davis and Amanda tonight on the evening show. It's very important to me to continue this legacy of the great 904
You just don't like Diana Ross, do you?
No, I love Diana Ross. Dude, I got to see her at Florida Theater. It was like my last Valentine's with Brian. And it was awesome because I was like such a champion to get these tickets. And it was like on like the upper deck, but like the first row. So like my tall ass could actually fit somewhere. But like I'll never, she wore this yellow canary dress with feathers. Oh, he was in heaven. And she threw roses to everybody in the audience. It was so super cool.
That's
cool.
Is it sold out tonight?
No, I wish it was.
Well, you can still go then.
Nah. I'm out of here and then I'm dead. Come on, 3 shows a day. Come on, I'm getting old.
This is your work day.
Yeah, it's a work day.
You got spin, you got this, you got the whole 9 yards.
And then I got to flip over and get ready for Wednesday. Rinse and repeat. Here we go. With a hole in the show. I got to fix that.
Whole 9 yards. That's a movie we don't have on our Wheel of Destiny.
That's a good show.
That's a fun movie.
That is a really... Jimmy what was his name?
Tedeschi.
Tedeschi. Jimmy Tedeschi. Thank you.
Yimmy Tedeschi.
I knew it wasn't Tuscadera because that was Pinky Tuscadera from Happy Days, which is long before you guys.
Pinky, gosh, do I remember that?
Pinky
Happy Days was a great show.
Yes, it was.
That was a fun show.
It's a fun show. It's really, really fun. Except for the older brother who just disappeared. He was in like 2 episodes of season 1 and like, he just cost too much money. Send him away.
Doesn't he like go upstairs and just never comes back?
He never came back. We have no idea what happened to him. Theories all over the place. Was he really a brother? Did something bad happen to him?
Did you guys ever watch Married with Children?
Yes.
God, I remember growing up with that. Bud, he was in the basement, and then Kelly, the bimbo, the sister. Yeah. Did you never watch that?
I love that show.
It was so good. My father loved that show.
There was a couple, like Al Bundy just wanted to be left alone.
Yeah.
Everybody's job in that show was to make Al do things he didn't want to do.
Yeah.
There was one where he was wrestling against some big woman, I think.
Yes.
And I'm watching it, and she throws him, and then she climbs the ring ropes. And he looks up, and he's trying to run, but he's laying down. And I laughed so hard, I was crying. I was like, he is going to get crushed by this. It was just, some of the stuff that he did was just hilarious.
So funny.
Do you remember the episode where they got the idea that they could make a fortune with a 900 fortune teller number, and they each had a role in the fortune teller number, and Kelly was assigned to giving lucky numbers? I still say her, eeny, meeny, chili beanie, your lucky number is C. And then she slams that phone down like, nailed it.
My favorite was when Kelly wanted her own store, and like she wanted to name it What's in Store. So like when people would see the sign, they would question, what's in store? Let's go in. She was so funny. I do love they don't have great shows like that. Marcy, Darcy. Roseanne screwed her own show. Dang it.
I was not a Roseanne fan.
Why?
I just wasn't a Roseanne Barr fan. And,
too pushy for you.
It just didn't hit me. Like there's certain shows you got to be able to laugh at. And I just like
I loved it.
I loved original Roseanne. I never watched the reboot because I just don't pay attention to reboots. Yeah. But I loved the original Roseanne. I loved that they did such huge Halloween specials.
Yeah, remember?
And I heard why she did that. She told the story why they did these giant Halloween specials. And she had heard that there was just nothing on TV on Halloween because everyone's trick-or-treating. And that there was just nothing for families to connect with after trick-or-treating was over. And so she wanted to make an event that would draw families together after trick-or-treating. So it wasn't just like everyone scatters, kids run away and start getting into mischief and trouble. She wanted to bring everybody together. So she did these huge Halloween extravaganzas where you just had no idea how crazy it was going to be just because she wanted to give people something to watch.
So what was first? Her or The Simpsons Halloween special? Because The Simpsons have been doing Halloween specials for forever as well. And I think The Simpsons started in 1989.
Yep.
And I think Roseanne, it was either mid 80s or early 90s. She's right in that same time frame, but because I didn't watch.
1990, October 25, 1990 for The Simpsons.
Okay, 1990. So Roseanne may or may not have been ahead of that whole thing.
Let's see.
Up to Amanda.
Maybe Amanda's searching.
Amanda saved for
searching right now on this show. There's a circle going around.
Yeah, loading.
Just loading.
88.
Ooh, Roseanne for the crown.
Roseanne for the crown.
Wow. Yep. Nice.
Because then it became the doubleheader of The Simpsons and Roseanne, but it was Roseanne first.
Yeah.
Okay.
If she's difficult to work with, I heard. Yeah.
Just like me.
I hear she's opinionated.
Yeah, very.
So go back to White Lotus for a second.
Let's do it.
First of all, the story is just dragging painfully on. So at the beginning of the show, you see that there's going to be a shooting. You don't know who's going to get shot. There's a lot of guns. Like every episode that goes on that nothing happens, I'm putting more people on the list that I want to see get shot. It's
I
like
know.
That person can go. That person can go. That person can go. So I'm working my way through that. I hope to have somebody I want to be alive by the time we get to the last episode when we find out what actually happens.
I mean, there's something. The build-up is real. It's definitely something is going to happen.
Yeah.
And we just had the moon ceremony, which was episode 5. So
is that just butts?
No. It's like when the full moon happens. It's like a big fest, like a rave on a beach.
Like practical magic. I don't want my kids dancing naked underneath the full moon.
Okay, exactly. That's where it's probably the inspiration came from White Lotus. But yeah, I hear you.
I went to Thailand, right? So you know when you go to Thailand, there's.
You ever been?
No.
Oh man, what a trip! Whoa, bro, what a trip! I learned a lot. I became a man on that trip. I really did. All those fake purses and oof.
When you said that, that's not what Amanda imagined right off the bat.
Oh, for real?
So I became a man on that trip. Oh, all those fake purses. And Amanda's like, that's not what I had in mind.
Until you get a Thai massage where like a little old lady, maybe like 80 years old, is standing on this giant back, because I'm a big back, So like, and she's sitting there with one of my legs up in the air, like I'm like Johnny, Johnny Stretch, like Gumby. And she's like pouncing. I was like, I never felt so great afterwards, though. It was amazing.
A 75-pound woman folding you backwards.
Right. And then they put your feet in the water for a pedicure, and these little mini fish like come up to your feet and like eat all the dead skin off. That was awesome.
So my dad did that in Mexico, and he was like,
you don't know whose feet those fish have been eating off of before you.
I interviewed every fish if they were a virgin. I mean, all virgin fish.
dad did that in Mexico, and he was going to be like all big and tough. Like, yeah, I can totally do a foot massage. And he's so ticklish.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That is a tickle.
He was so uncomfortable the whole time. Meanwhile, my mom, my daughters, and my mom's sisters were all getting mani-pedis, and we're just watching him dying laughing.
Oh my God, that is
hilarious.
So funny.
We're like drinking champagne, watching him torture himself with fish.
It depends.
So
Poor
funny.
guy.
No, thank you.
It's hilarious.
Can't do that one either. No. But you have a bunch of different kind of families in there. There's the 3 friends, which we talked about last week. That relationship's about to blow up.
Yep. Here comes the meme. Yep.
Big time. And then one of the girls is a star, right? She's an actress.
Yes.
So she did the dumbest thing you could do, which was dancing on the dance floor with somebody other than her husband. And if that isn't all over social media, I'll be shocked and amazed.
Right. But the husband's not really answering any of her texts, and she can't really get a hold of him. So, and is it a husband or is it a boyfriend? I thought it was boyfriend.
I don't know. We don't know.
Regardless, they're paramour. Yeah.
We don't know.
Yeah.
But, you got 3 women that are friends, 2 of them interested in one guy. Amanda, how long does the friendship last? How long will it last?
I don't know. I'm trying to research something Barbara Jean put in comments. I'm sorry. I wasn't listening to White Lotus anymore.
You were Mike Davis and Mike Davis?
I was trying to get my facts straight to give the announcement that Barbara Jean put in the comments. But our astronauts have returned home.
Oh,
Musk did it. SpaceX did it. And they're back home.
That's awesome.
Wonderful.
Yay.
Finally. Well, Pete thinks it's a conspiracy because there's been multiple reporters that have gone up there and interviewed them, apparently. And
interviewed them in space?
He's like, yeah, that's what he said. So why he thinks it's all a farce? They're not really up there.
Well, listen, I would never say that about the Florida Man game. I think all of that was real.
That was real.
I don't think any of it was fake.
That was real.
None of it was fake.
There was no smoke and mirrors on that. Yeah.
I think that is actually real. I really do. And I think it's amazing. And I don't know that people have been up there. I don't know if they just didn't have somebody else in the space station do the interview of them. I don't know all the details of it.
Was it a Zoom call?
So,
I'm curious on what he saw. I don't know what it was. Yeah. That's what he said this morning.
Yeah, I got no idea. I heard a little bit of that during our show, and I was like, I'm just not gonna ask him.
Question about these astronauts. Okay, so they've been up in space for what, like 8 months or something crazy?
8-9 months.
Right.
Yeah.
So they get back to civilian life and they're going back to their families. At what point do you get them reintegrated with the family? Like, when do you tell them, like, go take out the trash? Like, you know what I mean? Like, when do you, is that like a couple days or is that like a 2-week
There's
thing?
a Big Bang Theory episode about this.
Oh, is it really? Is it really? Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Well, okay, so to answer your question, it's 286 days that they've been stuck in space.
Good gracious.
Being in space for prolonged periods of time leads to like wild destruction on your bones and your joints.
Diarrhea.
Because it's just, I don't know about your GI tract.
Well, I'm just saying.
So coming back, their astronauts have a tendency to have really bad bone issues and joint issues for their life. Yeah.
Calcium.
Because of issues like this. It's weird.
That is weird. I wonder what happens.
We were meant to be here where there's gravity. Our bodies are used to gravity. You take gravity away, and our bodies begin to do things.
Gravity sucks. It's just everything's weighted down.
Well, you know that one of the ways that women can avoid osteoporosis is lifting heavy things and working out. Like that's one of the ways you build strong bones.
Right.
Is exercising, jumping. One of the reasons why they think so many stress fractures are happening with new recruits in the military right now is because kids are growing up on their phones and on video games and not climbing trees and jumping out at the top branch and landing.
I was doing
and
that.
all of those
She-Ra, Princess
all
of Power.
of those little like stresses on the bones create stronger bones in childhood. And so the kids that are just sitting on their couches inside not getting vitamin D, they're not building strong bones. So that when they try to work out outside for the first time in basic training, they're getting stress fractures left and right.
Get rid of them all.
Yeah, there was a friend of mine that was in charge of training over for the rescue swimmers in Pensacola. And what he figured out is most of the injuries occurred in the first week of training.
Yeah.
So they started sending all the recruits, you have to be able to do this, this, and this when you show up. And here's a 6-week training program before you get to training. And it cut their first week injuries dramatically.
Yeah.
Because, people are like, oh, I'll make it all happen. And then they jump right into this active routine and people just can't do it.
They need to get on the VASA trainer. You have no idea what that is, but they need to get on the VASA trainer 30 minutes before workout.
What's a basset trainer?
Basset trainer is something that will isolate your core and your back. You're laying down, but you're using your body weight to extend and just get everything kind of in line and in sync for what you're about to do in the pool.
Are you sure this isn't a sex swing?
God bless, honey. I spent a long time.
Did you buy this in Thailand?
I spent a lot of time on a basset trainer, honey. And I never got pregnant, honey. No.
Can I get one of these delivered to my house?
Definitely.
Unmarked box?
Slide down.
No logo?
It's fun. Extended cords.
I'm going to say this. You guys, you just get the stick. You just get the pole.
Yeah.
And you just stretch. That's it. You're fine. You guys
True.
are,
And that is that's another way. Yoga. Wonderful
I thought
thing.
you were talking about the stripper pole, and I was back to King of
I had to
Queens.
figure out how to phrase it so that I could make you laugh about it. So
Did you ever see King of Queens,
Yes.
the episode with Kevin James and Leah Remini?
Yeah.
So King of Queens, Kevin James and Leah Remini are married, and she decides she's going to be super sexy and she's going to start working out, and she takes one of those like acro stripper classes where they're exercising on the pole, and all of his friends are like, oh, you must be so amazing, you know, having all this fun with your wife on the pole. And he's like, no, she's terrible at it.
Yeah.
The only thing worse than her not being on the pole is her being on the pole. And so at the end of the episode, legit, at the end of the episode, he's like, no, that's not how it's done. And he like pushes her to the bed, and then he gets on the pole like 250-pound Kevin James
And like amazing
and rocks it.
Oh,
it's hilarious.
wow. That's so great.
I thought you were talking about that. It's a
You
funny
can get
episode.
certified. Like,
After
that's a great
this, do
workout.
this.
I should get certified to be a pole coach.
Oh my word! You guys need to watch that episode.
Certifications is like $600, but like I could be a great pole coach.
Are you gonna wear the high heels?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna clap them too, honey. Yes.
I was on like a party bus in Aruba, and there was this, I don't know, this family brought this like 15-year-old girl on a drunk party bus in Aruba.
Gross.
For some reason.
Wow.
And so we ended up at a bar that had a stripper pole.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was just I was fully clothed, but I was spinning around on because they are fun to spin on.
Yeah.
And the girl's just kind of looking. I can tell she wants to do it, but like her mom's right there. And I'm like, well, I can show you how to do it. And her mom looks around and she's like, no, thank you. But I super tried to show her.
Did you grease the pole before you're supposed
No,
to? Oh, okay.
I had clothes on, so
I mean, you're supposed to grease the pole so you can fly up and fly down. Like,
I don't need to stain my clothes and then have to explain to people it's stripper pole grease.
I was teaching a 15-year-old how to do a stripper pole.
That is not the story I need to tell.
Notice I've added nothing to this story.
Yeah, you got real
I'm just
painfully
waiting
quiet.
for the break so we can go to the next story. There's another block of something in here that we can talk about.
Kenny acknowledges this is Lot Lizard Talk.
Yes.
100% Lot Lizard
Lot Lizard
territory.
Association, love it.
All right, the movie.
Yes, let's
It
go.
is movie review week.
The
Yes.
Gentleman.
So The Gentleman.
Yeah.
So I've watched it multiple times.
Yes, you have.
Amanda, you want to go first? You want Davey
sure.
to go first?
I don't know. I can start.
All right.
All right, so this is a movie that my husband enjoyed. So he's seen it before, and he did tell me, he's like, it's good, but the show is even better. So there's a TV show, The Gentleman.
I did not like the TV show at all.
Yeah.
I tapped out halfway through episode 1.
Okay.
I was like, there was something degrading that happened in episode 1.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm not watching the rest of the series.
All right.
It was that bad.
Well-
Suddenly, Davey will be watching this tonight.
Adding to
I'm
list.
now Googling what happened in The Gentleman.
The TV series. Not
So
the
he was
movie.
like, the movie's a little slow,
Yeah.
but the TV show is really exciting. Obviously, he got past episode 1 and then got into, I love how you survived Yellowstone.
Right.
But you tapped out of interesting.
It was gross.
All right. Okay.
First
it
review,
was-
I thought the first episode was absolutely brilliant. Wow.
It was beyond degrading. You watch it and come, we'll talk.
Okay.
Reconvene, The Gentleman TV show.
TV show.
It's told from the other perspective. So the whole idea is that Matthew McConaughey is this sort of marijuana kingpin that has figured out a way to hide his grow operation underneath the properties of wealthy landed gentry in the British Isles, and which I thought was interesting because his wife is Lady Catherine from Downton Abbey.
Right.
And if you watch Downton Abbey, the whole struggle with Downton Abbey is that they need to figure out how to sustainably keep their estate.
Just fits her face.
And so
It does, though. This looks like her. It's like it's every premise that she's ever going to be in. God, yeah.
Well, it's like
she's typecast.
Yeah.
It's like that was her great grandmother, and now this is the daughter, and it's like she gave the idea. Oh, I've got an abbey you can probably use the basement in. So I thought that was kind of a fun casting choice, given her character and what her husband does. I thought it's always fun to see England. I've only seen London, so I definitely want to travel more in England. So a movie set in England's always going to have a little happy face for me. Charlie Hunnam's character, Raymond Smith, I thought was, he was probably the most compelling character for me. It's hilarious to me, Hugh Grant's trajectory of like soft-spoken dreamboat to just fully embracing I'm old and I can play a bad guy now and no one's going to question me. And he's like fully leaning into that. And I think it's hilarious.
Well, he needs to after the prostitution bullshit that he had over the years. Excuse my French, but like it's the truth and that's what he had to recover from. So he has to be a bad guy.
Well, he was still playing dreamboats.
Not impressed with him at all that very much. I'm not impressed with him.
I'm impressed with most of the morals.
Yeah, yes. Bring back Elizabeth Hurley. I love her. Oh, what a classy lady.
Yes.
Yep.
Question for you guys. So Guy Ritchie, I leaned in more on the director on this. So he has a formula. Obviously, it really felt like a Guy Ritchie film. I don't know if you saw Snatch. I don't know if you saw Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. But like he really does have like this stylish, sharp kind of, especially the beginning of every one of his movies. And I don't know if it irks me because I'm like, I want to see something out of his element because he does a weird way of storytelling where he has obviously Hugh Grant's character is the narrator in this whole thing. Did you find that distracting or did you guys like how it started? I had trouble getting into it, but once I clicked in, I was hooked.
So I love the way the story got told.
Okay.
So a couple people said, hey, I really struggled with it and I didn't. But for me, I've watched so many movies in my lifetime that are linear. And this is anything but that. It is bouncing all around all the time, and you're trying to figure out where it fits in the timeline. And for me, that's a lot of fun to watch something that's different like that. And when you have Hugh Grant telling a story, and then you have the real story going on behind it, and then you have Charlie telling bits and pieces of the story, right? It's just, to me, that was just really kind of fun the way that all got put together.
So, okay, all right. Okay. I mean, he had to put it together somehow. So I guess this is the way to do it. But I just was like, is this usual formula of success?
Yeah.
Well, Colin Farrell, I thought was
which I could watch any day in a tracksuit for hours.
I love that character.
Awesome. He stole the movie.
Yeah, right? He totally stole the movie.
You're going to be the coach of a bunch of boxers in a gym.
Yes.
First of all, he doesn't look like a boxer.
No.
He doesn't look like a coach. But he played the role to perfection of being these kids' guardian and mentor.
So good.
And they got in trouble, and he goes to the marijuana kingpin and it's like, I apologize. They're lads, they're youths, whatever I can do to make it up for you. Yeah. Okay, we're going to need a few favors. And the favors that he has to do
are gross.
Are just, it's as I mean, the first thing they tell him, go find Fahouk, the guy that ratted you guys out and put you guys onto us. And then they get him to take the journalist that's after Michael, right? Mickey, after Mickey, and it says, so you got to get him. So he takes him to a pig farm. That was hilarious.
Isn't that Big Dave?
Big Dave.
Yeah.
When Big Dave wakes up in the van.
Oh, my word.
And he's there with him. Here's your clothes. Here's some wet wipes.
He's just so, you can tell he's woken up from a lot of drunken nights and he knows how to take care of somebody.
Here's a couple of teas. Didn't know how you liked it, right? He gives him all this stuff. And then he says, when you're ready, just hit play.
Yeah.
And then he shows, you hear Big Dave screaming.
Yeah.
And then he shows it to Charlie. And so it's obvious the second or third time that the coaches watched. It's like, once you unsee it, once you see it, you just can't unsee it. It's going to be with me for forever. Right?
So when Hugh Grant ran away for the first time and like when they're in that backyard setting, remember that?
Yeah.
What was your thoughts on that? Like, I really felt like he could have got him so easily, but he kind of let him go. Was that a choice? What did you think? Or do you think?
Mean, it works for the story for Hugh Grant to get away. I think that at that point, he's so focused on the Russians.
Yeah.
That, like, Hugh Grant's obviously a sniveling little weasel.
Yeah, totally.
Like the chance that he's gonna take him out to get some sort of bounty from the Russians, really low.
Right, okay.
And so, like, at that point, I too would be very concerned about the Russians.
Yeah,
I thought that kind of the way, like, things that you didn't think matter kind of come back and played in, right? Well, they are going to clean house, and you are part of that house. But he was always a slimy character, even when they had him dead to rights.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, I can still buy my freedom by telling you the Russians are coming to kill you in 30 seconds, right?
Yeah.
He still thought he could get away, so yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So no, I thought that was the when they tracked down his insurance policies. Oh, there's more than that. Yeah, we know there's more than. Whenever Charlie tells him, Fletcher, you can never play this game with us. You're always going to be prey. It's like, ouch.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ouch.
Yeah, definitely.
So at the beginning of the movie, I kind of knew there was going to be a twist and the blood on the glass wasn't Matthew McConaughey. I didn't see the Raymond Smith character, Charlie Hunnam. I didn't see him being as ruthless as he showed himself to be when he went out to rescue the landed gentry's wherewithal daughter. I wasn't expecting that, but like the OCD, totally buttoned down dude, and he's just brutal.
Right, brutal.
Yeah.
He's the enforcer.
Yeah.
For a large
he's the
drug dealer.
Axeman.
Yeah, he's got.
I thought he was the bookkeeper kind of guy. I didn't know he was the enforcer.
And the scene when Dry Eye comes to try to get Matthew to sell the business.
Yeah.
If you look at Charlie's face, he's like, "Boss, if you don't shoot him, I will."
Yeah,
right? I mean, literally, I'm going to
yeah.
shoot this guy, and it obviously it didn't happen. But although it's a great pretend scene.
Yes, there's a lovely fan fiction.
Yeah.
So when the grow operation gets raided by the boxers who got the tip, did you know that it was the Matthew Berger, Jeremy Strong's character?
I didn't. Did you?
Yeah, I figured that out early.
Typical.
On. He's the only guy that was there.
He's the only one that knew.
He was the only one was there, so it kind of led you there. I didn't understand the connection with Dry Eye until you get farther deeper into the story. But
see, I knew right away. He had dry eye.
Can't trust him.
Did the dark humor land for you? Did you feel like were you laughing at parts or were you more captivated the entire time? Was it cheeky enough?
Yeah, I definitely laughed.
Yeah,
I have a dark sense of humor. So
I have a dark sense of humor, and it worked on a lot of different levels. It was just you had one guy, Hugh Grant, who was swarmy and thinking he was outsmarting everybody, while the entire time being outsmarted by Charlie.
But cunning enough to be able to get out of like the stronghold of it turning into like a situation. I just felt like Hugh Grant really knew how to like dip out of those kinds of situations. Am I saying that wrong?
For a Brit, he does the Irish goodbye. Excellent.
Yeah.
I love it where he's run away and he's going and pitching his script now to Hollywood.
Yeah.
Right, to the British version of Hollywood. And he thinks he can get to the airport and get away before Mickey can get him. And Charlie gets him at the end. And it's just, And I love the line at the end with Matthew McConaughey about being the king. Right? If you wish to be the king of the jungle, it's not enough to act like a king. You must be the king. There can be no doubt because doubt causes chaos and one's own demise.
I actually wrote that down for spin class. Yes. So that's a good one.
Yeah. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
Yep. So I thought it was good. I've enjoyed that. I've watched a couple other Guy Ritchie movies. The one, Clue, was it Clue? Whichever one he was in, where James Bond was the inspector. I can't remember what that was. It wasn't Clue. It was a movie similar to that.
Yeah.
Where you're trying to figure out
it's a newer one I didn't see.
Who done it, and it was actually a decent who done
Layer Cake or Bullet Train.
Nope. I can't imagine watching Bullet Train.
Daniel Craig, right?
Yeah,
he married Madonna. Guy Ritchie had a couple kids together. Long time.
Didn't they? Layer Cake?
No
British Quentin Tarantino.
I'm pretty sure it was him that did it. Daniel Craig was in it. He was the investigator, and I think they did a sequel of it. Knives.
Not Knives Out, right?
Knives Out. It was Knives Out.
Knives Out.
Knives Out. Yeah, that was the other one. Thank you. I knew I'd get there eventually. But yeah,
one way or the other.
Barbara Jean, if you wasted 2 hours of your time, now you know how I felt
she didn't
during
like it.
The Women.
Oh, you know what? That was a good story.
And that story about a big, beautiful, wonderful, whatever it is, Italian life.
Life is beautiful.
Life is beautiful. That was such a, you were a big disappointment there.
Yeah.
But that was last year. That's past. Now you're climbing up the
Rain
pop
Johnson
chart.
did Knives Out, not Guy Ritchie.
Okay. I
Okay.
thought that was him, but I was wrong.
Okay, so the movie deals with a lot of power, loyalty, and deception. What themes stood out to you the most?
Probably the power dynamic between everybody.
I went loyalty.
Yeah. Because, well, I guess loyalty kind of goes hand in hand with the power dynamic because, yes, you're strong. It kind of leads me back to something we learned in psychology class where, you can be the biggest, baddest, most ruthless leader, but if you aren't able to compromise, then eventually the weaker ones in your group are going to team up and they're going to take you out. And that happens numerous times in the movie. And they try and do that with Matthew McConaughey, but he just has too many connections and he's been able to cooperate with so many people that they can't take him out.
Wow. He's got too much loyalty.
Yeah.
The people that are loyal to him are really loyal to him.
How do you get loyalty?
With a gun and a lot of weed.
No, trust, silly.
By going and getting the daughter out of the penthouse.
And that's major trust.
He did a lot of favors for a lot of people that cost him, but, they all were like, okay, great. And they all, and it was really kind of interesting when he explained English society, right? How there's no place to hide because people can walk across your property, but yet the elites in there are still expected to pay this ridiculous taxes, and they don't have the industries they used to have. They pass these homes on from generation to generation, and they can't afford them anymore.
And it's not in vogue to have the same kind of staff. Like before, before early 1900s, there was a level up in society if you were the house staff of a wealthy family on a wealthy estate. There was status above being a field worker, and when World War I ended, which is what Downton Abbey deals with a lot, is that status kind of evaporates and you start to get those socialist influencers into British society that are kind of overthrowing the system of, the landed gentry and then the house staff and then the field staff and those borders.
I'd have been in the house. Let's get that real clear. I'd have been in
You were downstairs?
House. Definitely. No, I was. I was doing something fierce. Yeah. I was in the house. That's where the air conditioner was, right?
No. They had no air conditioner.
You don't want air conditioner.
They had no air conditioner, buddy. Well, if you've ever, it's kind of interesting. I never watched Downton Abbey, but I did watch Peaky Blinders, which is kind of a period piece from around that same time. And Peaky Blinders was awesome.
I know. Troy loves it too. It's one of his
husband loves
favorite.
it.
I can't get into it.
Yeah.
I gotta try. I
saw
better.
one episode where Sam Neill gets his pecker blown off, and I was like, what are we watching right now?
Why? Now I'm done. I'm out. Forget it. Yeah.
If you knew
Let's go back to White Lotus.
If you knew what he did with that, you would wish that it had been blown off 2 or 3 times.
We can't say the actual word, but a grapist.
Okay.
I know that he was that, and that's why she blows his pecker off. So I get it, but I was just like, we're getting ready for a date night, and that's what's on TV. I'm like, really? Are we setting a mood?
So I got to ask you both a question. So the ending of this movie, going back to the movie, I felt like it was a little foreshadowing of a sequel. Am I wrong here? What did you think about that?
There is a lot of talk about why it's not ever going to be a sequel, right? And I kind of always, when I watched it, so when I watched it, it came out in like 2019, 2020, and I never thought it
2019.
did really,
2019.
I didn't think it ever did good.
The golden
in the movie,
era of life.
And then I'm like, okay, well, this is really not a bad story. There's plenty of characters here to work with. Where's the sequel? And I just think that Guy Ritchie's like, yeah, it's one and done. I'm not doing a sequel. It's been so long now. I don't know how you put the sequel together.
Oh, so. He'll be fine. Please just smoke some weed and write it. Jeez.
So Louis pointed out something to me that I didn't know. He's watched more Guy Ritchie movies than I do. Evidently, Guy Ritchie always has some sort of grill scene. In the movies. Yeah. And so
he's got a lot of these things.
Well, evidently he designed the grill that pivotal scene takes place around.
Smokeless Barbie.
Yes.
Thank you.
the smokeless Bobby. Yeah, remember that? When he touched you, like, it's hot. Yeah, that actually looked really cool.
Yeah, well, Guy Ritchie designed it, and evidently he has like a grill fetish. I don't know.
That's awesome.
We all have our things.
Well, his son is a very famous artist, Rocco. He's actually down at Art Basel, and he's doing incredible work.
I heard he's doing legitimate work despite the whole Nepo baby cross around his
neck. So it's not like Hunter Biden artwork?
No, it's legitimate art.
Suddenly he's got no market. I don't know what happened.
No security.
I rarely see an artist dive off a cliff that much.
He has the market. The Democrats, they just don't buy it. They like to look at it.
I heard they like to watch.
Yeah, true. $75, Grandpa. 25 more, and the wife can watch. Yeah, Pretty Woman.
I heard since the big guy's gotten out of the business, it's just hard to sell stuff anymore.
God, what's he doing? Have you heard anything?
The big guy?
Yeah.
I don't know. But there's an interesting, you had a bunch of stuff signed by AutoPen. And it's going to be very interesting what happens with that. Because I think Trump goes after some of it. And I think you've got the Her report where he says he's an old man with a poor memory.
Yep.
And you're like, well, if Her said he had a poor memory, how can he remember all the stuff that he signed? And did he know what he signed? Now, I don't know what the rules are on AutoPen, but I really want my president that's signing stuff to actually sign the stuff, and not AutoPen. And I don't know how much AutoPen Obama used. I have no idea. I can't imagine Trump not going, I want a press conference and a pen, and I'm signing every bit of this.
Well, the pens are important to him because he gives the pens away.
They all do. The first time I ever heard what an AutoPen was, it was during Obama's presidency. So I know he used it enough that it at least made headlines on Fox News for whatever that's worth. But I don't remember hearing about the AutoPen with other presidents.
Sounds like auto-tune, which in pop culture we've embraced now. We poo-pooed it for a little bit.
So they have gone back and done some research. There's some of the stuff that was signed by AutoPen when he was out of the country.
Yeah.
So they're like, did he even know it was signed?
So who are you blaming now? Hillary? Who's next?
I'm not blaming anybody. I just, for me, I'm kind of curious to see where this goes constitutionally.
Oh my God.
Because if I call my people up in the office and I say it's okay for somebody to sign a check.
Should have never asked.
They sign a check and we move on, right? So there's systems in place for doing that. I just don't know what the system is if you're the president of the United States and the leader of the free world. What gets signed, what you tell to sign. I just would like to know what the rules are. I don't know that he did anything wrong. I don't know that he was cognitive or non-cognitive. I got none of that. I'm just kind of curious. It's just one of those, I studied journalism in college. It's one I'd like to know the answer to it. Somebody knows.
They signed their own.
So I have an interesting little piece of trivia from the movie, but it's about Hugh Grant, so I don't know if you want to hear it.
Oh, let's hear it. Let's go.
How many strippers has he been with?
Yeah.
Barbara Jean would like to know.
To be revealed after the fun fact. Hugh Grant filmed his scenes with Charlie Hunnam over 5 days. He had 40 pages of dialogue that he had to do with that shoot. So in order to help him with the monologue heavy shoots, he created these cheat sheets. And the night before he was scheduled to shoot, he was a very prepared man and got everything prepped and ready to go in his car. So his script, his cheat sheets, everything. His car got broken into, and the robber stole his script and his cheat sheets. So he had to do 40 pages of monologue without his cheat sheets.
So he obviously delivered it pretty well, right?
Yeah, he did a good job
with him.
So as a thespian, David.
Yeah.
Could you do 40 pages of dialogue in how many days? 4 days? 5 days?
5 days.
1.
Oh.
Dave Hartzel, right here. Definitely.
Available for your next movie, Guy Ritchie.
Yes. If you
We've
can
got
have
younger, better looking, and much more loyal, will not cheat.
Well, the problem is, if I get cast, this is exactly what they had to do with Little Women. They have to build a trench on the set. So all my co-stars will have to, or I'd have to walk in this trench and be next to the co-stars, be the same height. It's a thing.
Well, you know this. They don't hire as many tall actors because of the challenges with lighting.
God.
Yeah, it's a lot harder to light people at different heights.
I was like the king of callbacks in New York City. I'd get called back all the time, but literally my note was always my height. And there's nothing I could do about it.
It's a logistical nightmare to try and get everyone on the same plane so that you can light them equally.
Mission Impossible 21.
No, not with Pee-wee. Yeah, no way. No, gosh. Ugh.
No Tom Cruise
I
movie
could be
for
with Chevy
you.
Chase, but he's a jerk. I can't really, I heard he's not fun to work with.
I mean, I hear you're excellent with jerks. Just saying.
I'm just many blessings,
The
Amanda.
jerk whisperer.
Love every minute of that. I'll wear that like a cologne for the rest of my life.
I'm right here. I'm still in the room.
I wasn't talking about it.
I'm still in the room.
Troy boy.
All right, so are we going to do a rating for The Gentleman? What do you give it out of 10?
I can rate it out of 10. I'm gonna go 8.
8?
Yeah, I got 8.5.
Okay. I'll give it a solid 7.5.
Whoa, you're lower. I
Yeah.
thought for sure you were gonna...
I mean, it's a good movie for sure, but I can't rate it over some
like
of the movies that I really like that have been on this
Would you
list.
give the women?
So
12.
no, I think I gave the women about 7.5 as well.
I feel you were the same way, yeah. Okay.
So, I mean, it's a little slow to begin with, for sure.
Yeah, I got that,
And you've got to, like, kind of get into it. I thought that it was a fun romp once you got into it, and I appreciate it. I like a lot of the actors, and I think that they did a really...
The costumes were so good.
The styling of the movie was great. Oh. Solid 7.5.
Men wear suits anymore.
How would you give the dance scenes a rating on the fight dance scene?
I think they were great.
And the rap. I thought that was hilarious.
Definitely. Thought that was great.
Oh, my word. I just lost the Wheel of Destiny.
Oh, no.
No.
I had it up, so it was ready to go.
We're adding, what are we adding?
So, hold on.
9 yards or something?
Are we adding that?
Is it 9.5? The whole 9 yards?
Whole 9 yards is the first
the
one.
sequel was 9.
Yeah, we had to take the gentleman out, so we had to add something.
Yep.
That's fine.
Okay.
I'll watch something mediocre again.
Let me get it.
Can we add simple favor to the wheel?
What the heck is that?
What is simple favor?
What is that from Hallmark?
Look it up while I get the wheel back up.
God, is that the one where the prince meets the reporter on a farm that his dad's about to sell?
Fact checking.
All right. Hold on.
Oh, this actually looks good. I might like it. Oh, it's a thriller comedy. This is right up my alley.
It's not.
It's a black comedy film directed by Paul Feig. All right, that's nice.
Paul Feig.
A Simple Favor was released by the plot. Widowed single mother Stephanie Smothers runs a vlog. Oh, I haven't heard that in forever. Featuring crafts and recipes for mothers, but becomes friends with Emily Nelson, the mother of her son's classmate and PR director for a fashion company, and they exchange confessions over martinis. Put this film on there. Stephanie.
What's it rated?
Oh goodness. Oh, you mean like as far as like if it's rated R?
PG, R. What's it rated?
Oh, it's R. It's got to be R. Hold on. It's martinis are involved.
Oh,
R. Yep. R. Not R plus.
Is this? And someone said Blake Lively and Anna Kendrick. Is that who's in it?
Yes, you are right.
Was there not a lawsuit after this one too?
No, they actually. Yeah, she's not a lesbian, so she said for sure that I got along with my co-host on that one. There's something funky going on with that lawsuit. There's something funky with that.
I've heard a lot about
Justin
that lawsuit.
Baldini and Blake Lively. There's something not right. And all of a sudden you see Tay-Tay's not friends with her as much anymore.
Yeah,
she said, I don't want this drama.
Well, she found out that she was using her name to...
True.
Oof,
she didn't like that.
No.
Miss Swift got away swiftly.
This is going to end up badly for all of them.
Oh,
yeah.
It's just an ugly thing that's just going to follow them, and they would have been better off. Yes.
And honestly, I saw the movie. Honestly, I got to tell you, they had some great chemistry.
Yeah.
Like it just, maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's just like they can't have each other and that's why they're fighting with each other.
Some people have said that it's Ryan Reynolds finding out that they were like, at least in the beginnings of maybe an affair type situation, and he got really jealous.
Alana said that he had a jealous vibe. She wrote a song called 8 Easy Steps.
So here, it doesn't matter what it is, because the press is going to take it and spin 8,000 conspiracy theories out of it, which is why the longer this goes on, you'll closer to the 8,000 conspiracy theories.
True.
And most of them will have a grain of truth in there.
Yeah.
But the majority of it's just going to be BS.
Because there's PR people involved.
All right, let's talk about what's on the wheel right now to see if we want to take anything off.
All right, let's do it.
All right, open range.
No idea.
It's a mad world. Meatballs, Birdcage, Spartacus, 12 O'Clock High, Troop Beverly Hills, Hidden Figures, Steel Magnolias, A Bridge Too Far, Young Frankenstein, Point of No Return. Let's see.
Point of No
I have
Return.
A Bridge
Bridget
Too Far,
Fonda,
Too Far.
come on.
We've got
Is she
Simon
just on there
Birch.
once? Because I'm going to be like with Davey. We should have her on there like 5 times.
She's so good.
We've got Simon Birch. We've got a whole 9 yards and Simple Plan. Is that what we're
She
doing?
should have gotten 2 Academy Awards for that.
For
Give
what?
her 3. She was so good in Point of No Return.
Yes.
Oh, that's how I fell in love with Nina Simone.
All right.
Yeah.
So are we good with that
What's
wheel?
the last one we added?
Simple Plan.
All right, so...
Are we good with that?
I'm ready for that.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if that shows up, because the last 3 or 4 times it's been the last one we've had.
It has been, yeah. So Kathy,
we'll see.
this could be it.
We'll see. Well, I keep having to rebuild the stupid wheel because either it won't save it so I can still edit it, or it won't save it at all. So it's really, wheel and names is annoying.
Well, maybe if we fix the hinge on your computer, it'll fix the wheel.
You're saying that the world is off track. All right, let's see. Let me see if I can hide all of the nonsense so we can get to the wheel.
A lot of people
out
there
ads.
with simple favors saying.
All right, here we go.
Right.
Spinning the wheel.
Many
Let's
blessings.
see what happens.
And the wheel of destiny is
Come
spinning.
on, give me something good.
I feel like it's going to land on bankrupt this time.
Oh, I feel like it's going to land on.
This is not going to be good.
12 o'clock high.
I don't know anything about
I don't know what this movie is.
I'll give you guys an option. So it's a World War II movie. It's about leadership.
Okay.
It's about what the bomber pilots and crew went through during World War II.
1949.
Daylight bombing.
2 hours and 12 minutes.
You know what that means? It means it's going to have a long opening credit scene, so you have plenty of time to go to the bathroom, get your popcorn, get your snacks, and all the things.
That's true. Or we could spin the wheel 3 times, and we each pick one out of the 3. And then if there's 2 people with the same movie, that's the one.
You can look. It's a straight up war movie. There's a lot of good stuff in it, but it's not lighthearted and fun.
It's like vegetables.
Yeah,
like,
if you guys want to spin it again, you can spin it again.
It was
Put it on the
so
list.
close to Beverly Hills.
I know, dang it.
Okay.
If it's that next time, I rescind what I just said.
All right. We will spin the wheel again.
Go, 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 go.
See what we got. We're going into spring. We need something funny.
I know.
Yeah.
Kathy even said yuck. I love Kathy. Yeah.
That's because it wasn't a simple favor.
A simple plan
I'm
is...
ready. I'm going to watch that anyway,
Simple
Kathy.
plan is the pick.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Ooh,
That's
okay.
the second spin.
The second spin. So, okay.
So are we doing a third spin?
Third spin.
We if you want to do that, we can watch that one. I've not seen that one, so I don't have a problem.
Okay.
Oh, because there's cute girls in it. That's why.
Listen, I was rooting for the shark in the Blake Lively movie. So,
All right. So we're going with a simple plan?
yeah.
All right.
Simple plan.
A simple plan,
Kathy
guys. You got it.
wins. That's so exciting. Kathy
Look
and
at y'all in
Betty.
the comments.
This is what happens when you play trivia every Thursday and win occasionally. You do get your way on Tuesday.
Oh,
Yes,
look at that.
yes.
All right. A simple plan it is. So do we want to set the date before we go?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. We're looking into April.
Yeah.
Is it Easter? Is that why you're crossing yourself?
Among other reasons, yes.
Yes, thanks, Amanda. We're looking at, okay, so Easter's the 20th. We could do the 29th or the 22nd.
What do you want to do, Mike?
When's the?
We get 5
Yeah, when are you
Tuesdays.
leaving for Timbuktu?
I'm not
Anything?
I don't think I'm leaving. I think I'm good on either one. So
Don't
whatever
think.
one you guys want to do, I'm good with.
So if we stick with the pattern of
29th.
that we initially set of 4th Tuesday, it would be the 22nd.
Oh.
If we stick with the pattern of the last Tuesday, it's the 29th. If we stick with the pattern of completely abandoning all original plans, it would be the 15th, tax day.
22nd is my vote.
22nd.
22nd is going
Let's
to be
do
good.
the 22nd.
2-2, yeah.
right.
22nd, Kathy. Thank you.
April 22nd.
Betty,
Yay.
too. Very
Kathy,
exciting.
if it's bad, you're going to hear about it.
Oh, my word.
She's used to it. Oh, bless her heart. Yeah. I'm excited. Good.
Yay. Fun movie.
Something fresh. I haven't even seen
Yeah,
it. So I'm
I haven't
excited.
either. It's pretty new, right?
Kind of. That's why I'm like, yeah.
Okay. Thanks for letting us bend the rules.
Beth Pert, Betty Pert is what she is in comments. She's Beth Pertle to me. She says gifted kids will watch both and write a report. By the way, it's not planned, it's favor. My bad. I'm sorry. I put it on.
Yeah, and
That's
listen,
fine. Yeah.
that if you watch, I can talk about 12 o'clock eye all day long. So
All right.
I have to watch it again. I can tell you, it was a
We
great
have
movie.
done 2 before.
No,
No. Don't get crazy. Him and Bobby can go to Andy's Cafe and talk about 1949 World.
Don't promise anything. Oh,
You take that off the wheel.
given what? What?
Don't
12
promise
o'clock high?
anything.
It's 12 o'clock.
You can take it off the wheel.
Oh, wow.
Wow, you browbeat him.
No, it's about it's. I gotta say, since we've been doing these, it's much more fun to do movies that have some comedy and some fun to them,
Yeah.
and something that's slightly controversial. That one's not any of those things. So from a content of what we're doing, it's not gonna. It doesn't fit in the thing.
I don't know.
You could get. I mean, there's probably a couple more. I'll give you notes. You can get rid of too after the show.
Oh, and it's
All
on the Netflix, so we don't have to pay for it if you have a
Yeah.
subscription.
Okay.
No.
You still have the same password to Netflix?
I do.
Okay,
Yes.
awesome. Okay, we're good.
I'm telling you, Netflix and Hulu have one more increase, and then I'm dusting off that DVD player. I've had it with them.
My
This
word.
is getting ridiculous.
I can't stand Netflix.
Crazy. All right, you're missing calls. We gotta go.
Yep. All right, we got to go. It's 6:04. It's way late. I got to
So
go
late.
back.
Bye.
Bye, Booze.